Welcome to our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Ooh, a classic.
Yeah, we've got excerpts from the book itself and then also some really incredible praise from people who swear by this book.
I bet.
Our mission today is to kind of extract the core principles of success, like
Yeah.
the actionable stuff you can actually use.
Right, right.
And get this, it all started with a secret.
Ooh.
A success formula
Uh,
passed down from none other than steel tycoon Andrew Carnegie.
wow, so we're talking about serious business here.
Yeah, now that's a story I can't wait to hear more about.
Well, what's so fascinating is that Carnegie didn't want to keep this formula to himself. He
Really?
really believed it was teachable, like
Yeah.
something that could genuinely change lives
Okay.
and even revolutionize education.
What?
He even thought it could make schooling more efficient,
Like how?
like cutting the time we spend in classrooms in half.
Whoa, cut schooling in half. That's a bold claim.
Yeah.
But I guess when you've built a steel empire like Carnegie did,
Right.
you've kind of earned some credibility.
I mean, he knew a thing or two about success, right?
Yeah.
So how did this secret formula actually play out in the real world?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Well, one a really striking example is the story of Charles M. Schwab,
Okay.
who was a young associate of Carnegie's.
Okay.
Schwab used this formula to help build the U.S. Steel Corporation.
Wow.
And, we're not just talking about personal wealth here.
Right.
This resulted in a massive fortune, something like $600 million for those involved.
That's insane.
It created opportunities that rippled through an entire industry.
That's like the ripple effect of success, right?
Yeah.
But hold on, this secret wasn't just confined to boardrooms and steel mills, was it?
No, not at all.
The book mentions some surprising applications.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Where else did this go?
President Woodrow Wilson actually supposedly used this secret during World War I,
Oh, wow.
both for training soldiers and raising war funds. And even more surprisingly, Manuel L. Quezon, the first president of the Philippines,
Wow.
was so inspired by Carnegie's formula that he used it as a guiding principle in his fight for his people's freedom.
So this formula was being applied to massive undertakings.
Yeah.
From building corporations to winning wars to achieving independence.
Huge things.
This Carnegie guy was onto something big.
Definitely.
But who else was using this secret to achieve success?
Well, Hill studied hundreds of successful people,
Right.
and many of whom attributed their achievements to Carnegie's principles.
Really?
And we're talking about giants like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and John D. Rockefeller.
Yeah, those are big names.
Big names.
Yeah.
And what's even more remarkable is that many of these individuals had very little formal education.
So you're saying you don't need a fancy degree to be successful.
Exactly.
This formula could work for anyone, regardless of their background.
That's the point, yeah. It really challenges that notion that success is limited by, your schooling.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich dives into this concept called burning desire.
Okay.
Using the story of Edwin Barnes is a really powerful example.
Okay. Tell me about Edwin Barnes.
So Barnes had this unshakable desire to work with Thomas Edison,
Okay.
not just for him.
Interesting.
It wasn't about getting a paycheck. It was about being in Edison's orbit,
I see.
learning directly from the master.
See, that's the takeaway for me. It's
Yeah.
not about sending a resume. It's
I
about
know.
that all-consuming desire that drives you to take action.
Exactly.
Barnes faced so many obstacles.
Oh, yeah.
Even resorting to traveling by freight train just to meet Edison.
Wow.
That's the kind of fire Hill is talking about.
Precisely. And this burning desire, it ties into this idea of being money conscious.
Okay.
It's about cultivating the belief that you already possess wealth,
Right.
even if it hasn't manifested yet. Remember, Andrew Carnegie himself started as an ordinary laborer, but he used these principles to build his fortune.
So it's not just wishing for wealth.
Yeah.
It's about believing you're capable of achieving it.
Exactly.
It's already yours.
Yeah, it's like rewiring your brain to expect success.
I like that.
And this applies to anything you set your mind to,
Okay.
not just money. It's about having that unshakable faith in yourself and your vision.
I love that.
The book also emphasizes overcoming fear,
Okay.
especially the fear of criticism.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, it uses this powerful story of a young girl who, despite facing doubts, convinced her skeptical uncle to give her 50 cents.
Wait, so what's the lesson here?
Oh, it's so much more than that.
Okay.
It's about unwavering self-belief, even when others doubt you.
Okay.
Remember Henry Ford?
Yeah.
He faced a ton of criticism when he first introduced his automobiles.
Right. People thought he was crazy.
Right, but he trusted his vision and persevered, ultimately changing the world.
Wow. It's like that inner voice telling you to go for it even when the world is saying, no way.
Totally.
But it takes guts to, like, stick to your guns, especially when everyone's doubting you.
It does.
Yes.
And that's where persistence comes in.
Okay.
Um, Hill uses a very interesting example. The story of King Edward VIII,
Now, remind me.
who was willing to give up his throne for love.
Wait, he gave up the throne?
Yeah, he did.
That's serious commitment.
Exactly. And while it might not seem, directly related to money,
Right.
it speaks to this larger message of pursuing what you truly desire, even if it means defying expectations or facing, like, seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
So it's about aligning your actions with your deepest desires, no matter the cost.
Yeah.
It's about, like, having the courage to follow your heart,
Yes.
even if it means going against the grain.
Exactly.
That's powerful.
Right. Hill then introduces this concept of the mastermind, which was a key principle Carnegie shared with him. And he defines it as coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose.
Okay, so it's about the power of collaboration,
Yeah.
of, like, bringing together different minds to achieve a shared goal.
That's it.
But how did this mastermind thing actually work in practice?
Well, think about Henry Ford and his tight-knit group of friends, people like Thomas Edison.
Okay.
They shared ideas, knowledge, support, which undoubtedly played a role in their individual and collective success.
So it's like having a brain trust, a group of people who can, like, challenge and support you.
Exactly.
But was this just a business strategy?
No, not at all.
Did the mastermind work in other areas?
Absolutely. Another great example is Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
His movement for India's independence relied heavily on this mastermind principle.
Really?
He brought together people with diverse skills and perspectives, all working together towards this shared vision of freedom.
So we're seeing this principle at work in, like, various fields, from, like, building businesses to igniting social movements.
Right.
It's about the synergy that happens when people come together with a shared purpose.
Exactly.
Now let's shift gears and talk about the role of imagination.
Okay.
The book uses the captivating story of Coca-Cola to illustrate this point.
Oh, the Coca-Cola story.
Everyone loves a good origin story,
Of
right?
course.
Tell me more about how this simple syrup recipe became a global empire.
So the story of Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
it's a phenomenal example of how a simple idea combined with like a powerful vision
Yep.
can lead to extraordinary success.
Yeah.
It all started with a simple syrup recipe called the Old Kettle,
Okay.
created by a pharmacist.
And this old kettle eventually became the foundation for Coca-Cola.
That's right. A young man purchased the recipe and with like a spark of imagination, transformed it into this global brand that we know today.
Wow.
It really highlights how like everyday things can be transformed into extraordinary success with the right vision.
So it's about seeing the potential in the ordinary.
Yeah.
Using your imagination to create something bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
Now, the book takes, like, a deeper dive into the mind,
Okay.
exploring the concept of a sixth sense.
All right.
This is where things start to get a little mystical for me.
Sure.
Like, what is that?
Well, Hill believed in this connection to what he called infinite intelligence,
Okay.
like a source of knowledge and inspiration that goes beyond our usual senses.
Okay, now this infinite intelligence thing,
Yeah.
I'll admit, it sounds a bit woo-woo.
Sure.
But Hill wasn't just, like, a dreamer, was he?
No.
He was, like, a practical guy.
He was.
So how did he connect this sixth sense to real-world success?
He believed that this sixth sense allows us to tap into this realm of knowledge and insight
Okay.
that we can't access through our normal senses.
Okay.
Think of it like intuition, inspiration, or even that gut feeling that tells you something is right.
Oh, I see.
The book mentions Hill's personal experience with an imaginary cabinet of successful figures.
Right. So it's about trusting your instincts.
Yes.
That inner voice that guides you.
That's it.
Okay.
Yes. Hill describes how he formed this imaginary cabinet made up of people like Napoleon, Lincoln, and Edison,
Wow.
and he would mentally converse with them.
Wait, so he was basically having imaginary meetings with historical figures?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds a little out there,
Sure.
but did it actually work for him?
Hill claimed that these figures became incredibly real to him,
Really?
offering valuable insights that helped him in his work.
Wow.
It's a testament to like the power of visualization
Yeah.
and the potential of the mind to tap into unseen realms.
So it's not just about like daydreaming.
Right.
It's about actively using our imagination to like solve problems and connect to a deeper well of knowledge.
Exactly. The book also mentions like a financier
Okay.
who would close his eyes before making major decisions,
Really?
believing it allowed him to tap into this um, sorts of superior intelligence.
Wow. So they're using all these different techniques to kind of access this higher level of awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about fear.
Okay.
We all have fears, right?
We do.
What were these ghosts that Hill identified?
So these ghosts represent the fears that can like hold us back from achieving our full potential.
Okay.
So we have fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death.
Those are some heavy hitters.
They
Fears that resonate with like just about everyone.
right,
So how does Hill suggest we deal with them?
right.
Do we just ignore them and hope they go away?
Well, he encourages us to acknowledge them, like
Yeah.
bring them out in the open.
Okay.
It's about understanding how they can paralyze us
Yeah.
and replacing them with positive thoughts and beliefs.
Okay. So it's about taking back control of our minds
Yeah.
and like consciously choosing courage over fear.
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah.
But we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From Carnegie's secret formula to burning desire, the mastermind, and even like dipping our toes into this mystical realm of the sixth sense.
Yeah.
This is a lot to process.
Yeah.
Before we move on, what resonated most with you from these initial insights?
Well, it's truly remarkable how these principles, written decades ago, still resonate so strongly today.
I know, right?
It's like a reminder that success, whether it's financial, creative, or personal,
Mm.
often comes down to like a mix of the right mindset,
Okay.
a solid strategy,
Right.
and persistent action.
It's like a recipe for success.
It is.
But Hill doesn't just give us the ingredients.
Yeah.
He provides like step-by-step instructions on how to use them.
Exactly.
One of the techniques he dives into is auto-suggestion.
Okay.
Now, I've heard this term before,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure I fully grasp it.
Yeah, think of auto-suggestion as a way to reprogram your subconscious mind.
Okay.
It's about like feeding your mind positive affirmations and beliefs, repeating them until they become ingrained in your thinking.
So it's like creating a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes,
By constantly reinforcing positive beliefs.
that's right.
But how do you actually do auto-suggestion?
You're
Do
right.
you just like sit around thinking happy thoughts all day?
Hill provides very specific instructions.
Okay.
He suggests you write down your definite chief aim, almost like it's already happened.
Oh, interesting.
For example, I am earning X dollars a year,
Okay.
or I have achieved, insert your specific goal here.
Right, right.
Then you commit this statement to memory and repeat it aloud several times a day,
Okay.
truly feeling it as if it were already true.
Wow.
This repetition, it helps to reprogram your thinking and align your subconscious mind with your goals.
Wow. It's like training your mind to expect success.
Exactly.
I love how practical and actionable that is.
Yeah.
Hill also talks a lot about the importance of like specialized knowledge,
He
right?
does.
But isn't knowledge power?
Well, Hill argues that knowledge is only potential power.
Okay.
It becomes real power when it's organized and directed towards a definite goal.
Yeah. Got it. So it's not about just like hoarding random facts,
Right.
but about acquiring knowledge that's relevant to your field and using it strategically.
That's it.
You can't just be a walking encyclopedia.
Right,
You
right,
need to
right.
know how to apply that knowledge in the real world.
Exactly.
But how do you even go about acquiring this specialized knowledge?
Well, Hill stresses the importance of continuous learning.
Okay.
Education doesn't stop after you graduate.
Right.
He suggests exploring like different avenues,
Such as?
like night schools, correspondence courses, or even mentorship.
Oh, okay.
Learning directly from those who are already successful in your field is incredibly valuable.
It's like finding a real-life Yoda to guide you on your path.
Yeah, exactly.
But didn't Hill believe formal education was like a waste of time?
Not exactly.
Okay.
He acknowledged its value, but he also highlighted the importance of learning through experience and direct mentorship.
Okay.
Remember, even Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate himself, admitted he didn't know all the technical aspects of the steel business.
What?
He relied on his mastermind group,
Right?
a team of people with specialized knowledge, to fill those gaps.
That makes so much sense. It's
Yeah.
about surrounding yourself with experts,
Yes.
people who like complement your strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly.
Speaking of the mastermind,
Yeah.
um, Hill dedicates a whole section to like how to organize and lead one. Right. What are some like key takeaways there?
Well, Hill outlines 13 principles of leadership,
Wow. Okay.
emphasizing qualities like having a clear purpose,
Okay, fair.
self-confidence, enthusiasm, and a willingness to take responsibility.
So it's not just about like barking orders. Effective
Wow.
leadership is about like inspiring and motivating others to work together towards a shared vision.
Exactly. And Hill contrasts this with leadership by force,
Okay.
which he believed was unsustainable in the long run. He predicted that the future of leadership would be built on uh, cooperation
Mm-hmm.
and a more equitable distribution of profits,
Interesting.
almost like
Yeah.
a partnership between employers and employees.
That's a pretty progressive vision,
It is.
especially for the time he was writing in.
Right.
Now, Hill also gets into some specifics about marketing personal services, which I thought was super interesting. Like,
Yeah.
what did he have to say about that?
Well, he highlights the importance of like presenting yourself professionally
Yeah, okay.
and showcasing your value.
Right.
He gives specific advice on crafting resumes
Okay.
and even suggests offering to work on probation without pay to prove your worth.
Wow. That's a bold move.
It is.
But it shows you're like serious and confident in your abilities.
Exactly.
It's like saying, I believe in myself so much that I'm willing to work for free to prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hill's ideas go beyond individual success
Okay.
and touch upon the broader economic landscape. He passionately defends the American capitalist system,
Yes, he does.
arguing that it provides unparalleled freedom and opportunities.
Right.
He even says that anyone who doesn't appreciate these privileges is free to leave.
That's right.
That's a strong statement.
It is.
It sounds like he truly believed in the American dream.
He did.
The idea that anyone can achieve success through hard work and determination.
Yes.
And he supports his argument with like statistics.
Yeah.
He points out that Americans spend billions of dollars on things like entertainment, leisure, and personal care,
Right.
indicating a level of affluence and freedom not found in many other countries at the time.
Yeah, it's like he's saying, look around, we have so much to be grateful for.
Right.
And I remember he uses the example of a simple breakfast
Yeah.
to illustrate the complexities of our economic system.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
He breaks down like how many people, resources, and systems are involved in bringing something as simple as breakfast to your table. It really highlights the interconnectedness of our economy and the vast amount of effort behind like seemingly ordinary things.
It's a reminder that we're all part of this complex system.
Right.
And our individual actions have like ripple effects.
Yeah.
But with this freedom to accumulate wealth comes a responsibility, right?
Exactly. Hill emphasizes that lasting wealth can only be built through ethical means
Okay.
and a commitment to adding value to the world.
Right. It's not just about taking, it's about contributing. It's
Right.
about finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
where your passion aligns with a need in the world.
Exactly.
Where you're not just making money, but making a difference.
That's right.
Now, Hill also talks about the importance of decisiveness, right?
He does.
He makes this fascinating comparison between like personal decision making
Okay.
and historical events.
Right.
What's he getting at there?
He highlights how pivotal decisions,
Yeah.
often made by like a small group of people,
Yep.
can lead to massive shifts in history.
Okay.
He uses the example of John Hancock and Samuel Adams,
Okay.
whose courageous decision to stand up to British rule sparked the American Revolution.
So it's about recognizing that our choices, even seemingly small ones, can have a huge impact. It's about having the courage to like make those tough calls even when it feels scary.
Right. And then Hill zooms back in on personal development,
Okay.
emphasizing the dangers of indecision
Right.
and the importance of cultivating a proactive mindset.
He argues that indecision can become like a habit,
It can?
often like instilled in us during our school years.
Yeah,
It can like hold us back from taking charge of our lives and pursuing our goals.
absolutely. He provides practical advice on overcoming indecision,
Like what?
suggesting we write down our decisions and commit to them,
Okay.
even if doubts creep in.
Right.
He reminds us that success often requires taking calculated risks and trusting our own judgment.
It's like the Nike slogan, just do it. Sometimes you just got to take that leap of faith. Exactly. Even if you're not 100% sure.
Right. And remember, Henry Ford,
Yeah.
he faced immense criticism and doubt when he introduced his automobiles.
Right.
People thought he was crazy.
Crazy.
But he trusted his vision
Yeah.
and his decisions, ultimately revolutionizing transportation.
He's a perfect example of a, determined mind.
He is.
He didn't let doubts or criticism, derail him. He had a vision.
Yes.
And he went for it.
He did. Hill argues that controlling your mind is a key factor in achieving success.
Okay.
It's about mastering your thoughts and directing them towards your desired outcomes.
It's like taking the reins of your own mind.
Yes.
Steering it in the direction you want to go.
Exactly. And this mastery, according to Hill, comes from self-discipline and habit.
Okay.
You need to actively train your mind to focus on your goals.
Right.
And resist negative influences.
So it's an active process.
It is.
You can't just passively hope for the best. You have to actively cultivate a positive mindset.
That's right.
Hill then explores this concept of persistence,
Okay.
highlighting its importance in transforming desire into tangible results.
Right.
He shares the story of Fannie Hurst,
Okay.
a writer who faced countless rejections,
Wow.
but kept going until she achieved literary success.
She's an amazing example of how persistence, fueled by a burning desire, can overcome any obstacle.
It's a reminder that success rarely comes overnight.
No, it doesn't.
It takes effort, dedication, and a refusal to give up.
Absolutely. Hill emphasizes that persistence is more than just willpower.
Okay.
It's about strategy, knowledge, and the ability to work effectively with others.
So it's not just about banging your head against the wall until it breaks.
No.
You need a plan, the right knowledge,
Yes.
and the support of others to truly achieve your goals.
That's right. And to illustrate this, he uses the story of King Edward VIII,
Now remind me about King Edward VIII.
the king who abdicated the throne for love.
Right.
Right, right.
King Edward VIII's decision to give up his throne for the woman he loved, it demonstrated an incredible level of commitment. He was willing to face immense societal pressure to pursue what he deeply desired.
Right, right.
While this wasn't, directly related to financial success,
Right.
it shows the power of pursuing your heart's desire,
Yeah.
even when it means defying conventions.
So it's about having the courage to be true to yourself and go after what you want no matter what.
Exactly.
But how does all of this tie back into the mastermind principle?
Okay.
We talked about it earlier.
We did.
But Hill revisits it with even more depth, right?
Yeah, he does. He defines it as coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose.
So it's about leveraging the collective intelligence and experience of a group.
Yes.
But Hill believed there was something deeper at play here, right?
Yes.
He talks about this idea of affinity. Exactly. He believed that when minds work together in harmony, they create this synergistic force that amplifies their individual capabilities.
It's like the whole becoming greater than the sum of its parts.
Precisely. Hill credits Andrew Carnegie for introducing him to this principle, emphasizing its role in his own journey of researching success.
Right, right.
A great example of this in action is, once again, Henry Ford.
Right. Ford surrounded himself with brilliant minds.
He did.
Like Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, John Burroughs, and Luther Burbank.
That's right. This brain trust, as it's sometimes called.
Yeah.
It fostered an environment of shared knowledge and mutual support, which definitely contributed to Ford's extraordinary success.
And the beauty of it is that we can all create our own mastermind groups.
We can.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's about actively seeking out people who can contribute their expertise and perspectives.
Yes.
People who can challenge and support you along the way.
That's right. And remember, the mastermind principle isn't limited to business.
Okay.
Hill also highlights its application in social movements.
Okay.
Using Mahatma Gandhi's movement for India's independence as an example.
Right. Gandhi's movement relied heavily on the collective efforts of individuals working together harmoniously towards a shared vision.
Exactly.
It's incredible to see how this principle can be applied in so many different contexts.
It is.
Now let's shift gears and delve into the fascinating world of imagination.
Okay.
Hill dedicates like a significant portion of the book to this, right?
He does, and he uh, draws a distinction between two types of imagination: synthetic imagination and creative imagination.
Okay, break that down for me.
Okay.
What's the difference between these two types of imagination?
So Hill describes synthetic imagination as the ability to rearrange old concepts, ideas, or plans
Okay.
into new combinations.
Okay.
It's like taking what's already known and reconfiguring it in novel ways.
So it's about like innovating by building upon existing knowledge.
Exactly. And he suggests that this type of imagination is common in business and industry.
Okay.
However, he believes that creative imagination is where, like, the real magic happens,
Ooh.
the source of groundbreaking ideas and innovations.
So creative imagination is about like going beyond simply rearranging existing concepts.
Yes, it's about tapping into a deeper wellspring of inspiration,
Oh, okay.
what we'll call infinite intelligence.
Okay, now we're back to the infinite intelligence idea.
Yeah.
But again, Hill was like a practical guy.
He was.
Did he offer any like concrete ways to tap into this creative imagination?
He believed one way to access creative imagination was through mind stimulants.
Mind stimulants.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. What kind of stimulants are we talking about?
Hill identifies 10 mind stimulants,
Okay.
including things like the desire for sex, music, love, and even controlled fear.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He believed these stimulants, when harnessed correctly, could elevate your mental state and unlock a higher level of creative thinking.
So it's about like consciously using emotional and sensory experiences to ignite your creative spark.
Exactly. And Hill doesn't shy away from discussing the power of sexual energy
Okay.
as a mind stimulant.
Okay.
He argued that this primal force, when transmuted and channeled creatively,
Right.
could be like a powerful driver of ambition and innovation.
Wow. That's pretty bold.
It is.
But didn't he also caution against the dangers of misusing this power?
Absolutely. He emphasized that sexual energy is a virtue only when used responsibly and intelligently.
Right.
It's about harnessing its power constructively,
Right.
not letting it control you.
So it's about channeling that energy into like creative pursuits, not letting it
Yes.
like lead you astray.
Exactly.
And didn't he also talk about the potential downsides of artificial mind stimulants,
He did.
like alcohol or drugs?
He did. He acknowledged that they might offer temporary bursts of creativity,
Right.
but ultimately lead to self-destruction.
So it's about seeking inspiration from within,
Yes.
not relying on external substances to like unlock your creative potential.
That's right.
Right. So use those natural stimulants.
Yes.
Hill then circles back to the idea of the sixth sense,
Okay.
exploring its connection to creative imagination and infinite intelligence.
Right.
He shares personal anecdotes about his experiences with his imaginary cabinet of successful figures,
He does.
revealing like how he used this technique to tap into a higher source of wisdom and guidance.
Right. He described feeling the presence of these figures
Wow.
and receiving valuable insights through these mental interactions.
It's like creating a personalized council of mentors within your own mind.
Exactly. And Hill didn't dismiss these experiences as like mere daydreaming.
Okay.
He believed they were evidence of the mind's ability to connect with a higher realm of intelligence
Wow.
and draw upon its wisdom.
This aligns with his belief that our subconscious mind acts as like a bridge between our finite human minds and infinite intelligence.
That's right.
But was this just his personal belief?
Right.
Did he have any like scientific backing for these ideas?
Well, Hill delves into fascinating scientific research
Okay.
on telepathy and clairvoyance,
Oh, wow.
citing experiments conducted by Dr. J.B. Rhine
Okay.
that suggested the existence of extrasensory perception.
So he was open to exploring the frontiers of human consciousness.
Yes.
The idea that we might be able to like access knowledge
Yeah,
beyond our usual senses.
absolutely. Hill acknowledged that the mechanics of the sixth sense weren't fully understood,
Right.
but he firmly believed in its existence.
Okay.
He urged readers to tap into its power through faith, persistence, and a sincere desire to connect with infinite intelligence.
It's like he's saying, open your mind to the possibilities.
Yeah.
But he also reminds us that this isn't something reserved for like a select few.
No.
It's accessible to anyone willing to like developing.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about fear.
Okay.
Hill outlines the 6 ghosts of fear that can haunt our minds and hinder our progress.
Yes, these ghosts are fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death.
Wow, those are like universal
They
fears. They'll
don't-
resonate with people like across cultures and time periods.
Yeah,
We all experience these fears to some degree.
yeah.
But how did Hill suggest we uh, deal with them?
He argued that these fears are often rooted in like negative thoughts and beliefs
Yeah.
that we've absorbed from our environment or past experiences.
Right.
He stressed the importance of consciously identifying and challenging these fears.
So it's about shining a light on those fears,
Yeah.
bringing them out into the open,
Exactly.
like examining them objectively.
That's right.
Oh,
And he encouraged readers to replace those fears with positive affirmations and beliefs,
okay.
reminding them that our thoughts have immense power to shape our reality.
Right. It's about taking back control of your thoughts and choosing to focus on what empowers you.
Exactly.
Right.
He provided practical tips for overcoming these fears,
Okay.
such as seeking out positive influences,
Okay.
focusing on your strengths,
Yeah.
taking action despite your fear,
Yeah.
and surrounding yourself with supportive individuals.
It's like building a fortress of positivity around yourself.
Yeah.
A support system that helps you like stay strong in the face of fear.
That's it.
Right.
And finally, Hill reminds us that he's provided like a roadmap,
Okay.
but ultimately it's up to each individual
Yeah.
to take ownership of their journey
Right.
and apply these principles in their own unique way.
He empowers us to become the architects of our own lives,
Yes.
to take those principles and
Yes.
like build something amazing.
He encourages regular self-analysis,
Okay.
honestly assessing your strengths and weaknesses,
Right.
and constantly working towards personal growth and development.
So it's like an ongoing process. It's a commitment to like lifelong learning and self-improvement.
Yeah.
It's about like continuously evolving
Yes.
and striving to reach your full potential.
That's it.
But even with all of this incredible information, there's still so much to explore.
Yeah, it's incredible how Hill kind of weaves together personal development,
Yeah.
practical strategies, and this almost spiritual element of like connecting to a higher power.
Right.
There's so many layers to Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah. Amidst all the like success stories and principles,
Yeah.
was there anything that like surprised you?
One thing that stood out to me was Hill's strong defense of the American capitalist system.
Right.
He truly believed it provided unparalleled freedom and opportunities.
Yeah.
He even went so far as to say that anyone who didn't appreciate these privileges was free to leave.
Wow. He really didn't mince words.
No.
It's clear Hill was like passionate about the potential of the American dream
Or
and the
he-
power of individual initiative.
Absolutely. And he backs up his claims
Uh-huh.
with some interesting data.
Okay.
He points out that Americans spend billions on things like entertainment, leisure, and personal care,
Right.
indicating a level of affluence and freedom not found in many other parts of the world at that time.
It's like he's saying, look, we have the freedom to pursue our dreams and enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Exactly.
And I remember he uses a simple breakfast to illustrate the complexities of our economic system.
Right. He breaks down the intricate network of resources, transportation, and human effort required to bring, like, even the simplest items to our tables.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
It is.
When you really think about it,
Yeah.
all the steps involved.
It's a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of our economy and the vast amount of cooperation behind, like, everyday things.
Right. It really makes you appreciate the invisible hand at work,
Yeah,
the countless individuals who play a role in bringing a product to market.
exactly. Hill argues that this system, while not without its flaws, it provides incredible opportunities for those willing to embrace the principles he outlines in the book.
It's about recognizing the potential within our system and leveraging it to create the lives we desire.
Yes.
But Hill also emphasizes the responsibility that comes with this freedom, right?
Absolutely. He reminds us that this freedom to accumulate wealth
Yeah.
comes with an obligation to provide value to others and contribute to the betterment of society.
It's about aligning our pursuit of success with a sense of purpose
Yes.
and a commitment to like making a positive impact.
Exactly. It can't just be about personal gain.
Right.
It needs to be about something bigger than ourselves.
He challenges us to think beyond just like making money
Yeah.
and consider the broader implications of our actions.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of businesses are we building?
Right. What kind of innovations are we creating?
Are they benefiting not only ourselves, but also the communities we serve?
That's a powerful challenge.
It is. It's a call to action. An invitation to use our talents and resources to create a better world.
It is.
So we've really delved deep into the world of Think and Grow Rich,
We have.
covering everything from the power of desire and belief to the importance of specialized knowledge, persistence, the mastermind principle,
All right.
and even like Hill's perspective on the American economic system.
We did. Hill leaves us with this powerful message.
Yeah.
Take ownership of your life, apply these principles, and create the success you desire.
It's not about waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap.
No.
It's about actively shaping your reality through your thoughts, beliefs, and actions.
Think and Grow Rich is more than just like a self-help book.
Yeah.
It's a blueprint for success.
Right.
A guide to unlocking your full potential.
But as you said, the journey doesn't end here.
No, it doesn't. Hill's work sparks like so many thought-provoking questions that extend beyond the pages of the book.
Right.
For example, he talks about transmutation,
Okay.
the process of transforming energy from one form to another.
Yeah. Right.
How can we apply this concept beyond the realm of financial success? How can we use it to transform like negative thoughts and experiences into positive ones?
That's a great question.
It's a reminder that the principles in Think and Grow Rich can be applied to like all areas of our lives,
Right.
not just our financial pursuits.
It's a holistic approach to success.
It is. Hill encourages us to go beyond the literal interpretation of these principles
Yeah.
and explore their deeper implications.
Right.
It's about looking for those universal truths
Yeah.
that can guide us on our journey of personal growth and fulfillment.
So it's not just about achieving material wealth,
Right.
but about cultivating a rich inner life
Yes.
filled with meaning, purpose, and joy.
Exactly. And with that, we conclude our deep dive into Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Well, this has been a fascinating exploration.
It has.
Hopefully this exploration has given you valuable insights and inspired you to embark on your own journey of personal growth and achievement.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep thinking.
Keep drawing.
And most importantly,
Keep believing in your unlimited potential.